So the other card real quick that I sold this past week was a soccer card that I bought in Spain and then brought it back to the United States and had it graded by SGC, and it got a 10, and I sold it for $99. And I think all in, I probably paid maybe $5 for the card and then $30 at SGC for the grading. So
Nice.
all in $35, got out of it for 99. So I was obviously very happy with that. And it was a Panini Adrenaline La Liga special insert card with Ansu Fati and Pedri on it. So Pedri is a rookie. That was his rookie season of 2020, and Ansu Fati's second year. So I would not recommend buying Panini Adrenaline cards as an investment, but in particular cases, there could be a play made for like these special insert cards. And if you are able to get them graded a 10, which is not easy either, then you are able to sell them for much higher than you bought them for. So I was happy about that.
That's awesome.
I
there
like
will
be people in the comments that will say never buy
never
Panini
buy
Adrenaline as an investment.
Yeah, I think we I've had some Adrenaline cards and I thought they were going to go up and they just didn't. And so I was like, okay, sick. But
I know. Even like, and I've got a little bit of a soapbox on soccer cards before we move on to the next topic. I think that Americans are very hung up on Prism. And so with like the World Cup Prism sets from like 2014, 2018, et cetera, it's like it seems to be like the only soccer cards that people will invest in. But Panini makes so many other brands of legit soccer cards and stickers that I get frustrated sometimes that people don't sort of get off their Prism high horse and look at some other things. I think that the 2018 World Cup stickers are investable and flippable. They're not as sought after as Prism, and I can't make them as sought after as Prism, but I do think that they have a place, and especially in high grades. And I think Mega Cracks is overlooked quite a bit because, I mean, the only reason that Americans know the brand Mega Cracks is because it happens to be Messi and Ronaldo have Mega Cracks cards that are considered Messi's true rookie from, I think, 2004. Ronaldo has a 2002 Mega Cracks card for Real Madrid. And so, like Ansu Fati has a Mega Cracks rookie that's pretty valuable from 2019. Pedri has Mega Cracks. But, I mean, there's even Panini stickers that are the licensed La Liga stickers. So I don't know if it's maybe because everyone's hung up on maybe Premier League or the U.S. men's national team or what it is, but I feel like there are some guys that are in other European leagues that have different brands of cards that maybe there's just like not enough awareness, or the people who collect soccer kind of look down on these brands, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know if you have a take on that, but
yeah, I think for me, just so the viewers know a little bit more, like I've said, like, oh, I don't collect basketball, football. Okay, cool. The only other sport I do collect is soccer. So, so I have basketball or baseball and soccer cards. And so I'm really into Merlin. I like that as a set. I think they came out with some incredible looking cards, especially this past year. But I also fall into the typical American where I really only want to invest in the U.S. men's national team players. But I wouldn't say that's not like my only focus. That's just the ones that I think are having the opportunity to just really boom in this next calendar year. I think with, if all things go right in March and in the next qualifiers and the U.S. makes the World Cup, we could see those men's national team cards go for stupid money in the next winter, and I think guys that are not necessarily Pulisic or McKinney are going to go for a ton of money because people are going to get to see Brennan Aronson for the first time, or they're going to get to see Gio Reyna, or even guys that are even less known than that, like Busio or things like that. I think those guys are going to be investable opportunities. But I specifically like the Topps products in terms of soccer cards.
Mm-hmm.
I know that soccer does Topps is like has baseball and soccer, and now with Fanatics owning Topps specifically and not really knowing what they're going to do with Panini, I could see their soccer branding even getting even larger because of that. And that's remained to be seen whether Panini is involved in any of that fanatic stuff or anything like that. And that's kind of like a TBD on the soccer market. But I think Americans are good plays right now. And I ended up buying a Holland card for like, I think, let's see, I bought it for 180. And it's his, it's a Red Bulls card he has. So it's like one of the first ones. Was it Leipzig that he played for?
I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest.
So I think it's Leipzig. But so it's his red jersey card, not his Dortmund card.
Okay.
But I ended up getting it from a guy. I traded him a Juan Soto. He's like, I don't even know who this guy is, Bell, and total American thing. And I was like, oh, I'll take him off your hands. I know who he is. And I ended up getting it graded, and it graded a 9.5 at Beckett. So I'm holding a 9.5.
That's amazing.
Holland rookie card right now, and man, I'm honestly expecting that to just fly as soon as he signs with Madrid
for
or
sure.
He
That's
signs.
Amazing.
So
yeah, he's gonna sign. Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, I hope he comes to La Liga because obvious reasons. Being here in Spain, we need another.
La Liga deserves it. Really, they need somebody like that.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely biased. You can help me. I'm glad we're talking soccer. Let's stay in soccer for a few more minutes. So I've been struggling as a fan because I believe that you're absolutely right that the U.S. men's national team, their cards are investable right now and they are going to rise in value. I just think it's silly to me because I don't think many of those players are going to be even close to the best players in the world. They're going to be the best players that Americans know about because Americans are only paying attention to the U.S. men's national team. And I'm struggling with my belief that that's super silly versus like not being able to change the fact that that's true. You know what I mean? Like, just because I don't think it's right doesn't mean that it's not happening. And so as a investor, I'm trying to calibrate my mind and be like, don't just go on this bandwagon of all these other players. Like, you can't make them popular. The market is the market. And the market right now thinks like Ricardo Pepe and a bunch of the guys that you mentioned are like the guys. Whereas I'm looking at guys like Pedri and Mbappe and, I'm even kind of saying like, well, what about Neymar? What about Vinicius Jr.? Like, what about these guys that, and there's another guy I wanted to throw out there because I'm leading up to asking you about this one particular player. There's a guy who plays for Valencia CF here where I live, and he's 18 years old, and he chose the U.S. men's national team over England, and no one ever talks about him, and his name's Yunus Musa.
And I love
he's
him.
From Brooklyn.
I love Musa.
So let's talk about Musa. Like, why aren't people paying attention to Yunus Musa? Like, is it just because like the same reason you mentioned, like dudes don't even know who Erling Haaland is, or like what's the deal?
Okay, Musa is a guy that definitely is going to be skyrocketed in the World Cup because he's a guy that has earned a position under Berhalter. And so Musa is a guy that's young. He's playing in a league that really needs a superstar. He's on a team that is his own, really. And he's a guy that could just explode in value. I love that play. I'm surprised that I actually forgot about him earlier because that MMA midfield is going to be huge for the U.S. men's national team with him, Adams, and McKinney. And for him being in that echelon in the United States men's national team, being that young, being at a team in La Liga that has some things to prove, I think he's a great play right now. And I don't know. I think honestly what it is people um there was like an initial like boom in his stuff, and then people fell off because I don't know if this is petty, but it's like he doesn't have an American sounding name. And so I think that people don't necessarily, they don't look at him and they're not like, oh, that's, a guy from the men's national team. It's not, you know, who's that guy? Bobby Wood, like that's totally an American name, like, but Bobby
Yeah.
Wood is nowhere
Yeah.
close to being what Musa is, and so I think there's guys that are going to be all over this World Cup that are going to be investable opportunities. And I think that the men's national team, although like I'm kind of there with you in the fact that I really struggle sometimes with finding the players that necessarily I think should be valuable and what the media says is selling. And the people typically, especially like that aren't, neck deep in analysis, they just are buying what other people are buying. And that
Thanks for being on, Kendall. I want to give credit to our sponsor of today's show, marketmoversapp.com by Sports Card Investor. Kendall and I want you to go there and use the promo code NOOFFSEASON to save 20%. Also, check out Wild Cards Box Breaks on Facebook, where my guy Kendall and his boy T, our friend T, do their thing. Definitely get into some breaks over there. Check out justbaseball.com. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Paul Hickey. Subscribe, comment, like. I want you to do all that good stuff. And thanks again for watching and listening, everybody. Have a great day.